Hey, what's up guys, Josh Bruce here today with another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today I actually participated in my very first Remote Duel tournament, which was the Benelux Yugioh Extravaganza, the last one of the year, I believe. I also believe it was the biggest one out of all the European countries actually. We had 60 people, crazy, or maybe even like 58 I think. Massive shout out to the organization though, the event was really well run. And I think the tournament was a lot of fun. I'll talk a little bit at the end of the video about a little bit of a meta breakdown and stuff, but I guess it's best to just get into the actual video, which will be my deck profile for this event. I actually managed to get top 8, I got 5th place going X1. I think I was the only X1 player who didn't make top 4, so I didn't get a playmat sadly. But that's alright. How did I get top 8? You're wondering, of course. Well, I played the very best deck, Phantom Knight. So yeah, guys, let's just immediately get to the deck profile. Of course, we're starting off with 3 Thornscale. He's just the 1-card starter of the deck. He basically does everything you'll want to see him, literally every hand. So yeah, 3 of him of course, then 3 of the Boots, which is the second best Phantom Knight in the deck. This, along with every Phantom Knight card, including itself, is basically at least some kind of form of combo, which is pretty cool. Like combined with any of the other ones, you can even just do the full combo, and if you just draw 2 Boots, you can still play at least a little bit. So that's why we're playing 3 of him. I'm basically just sticking to the ratio of this, which was basically the standard in what was it? I think it was 2015 or 2016 when this deck was first played. Technically, for the combo, you just need one of the cloak, but it's just if you do like the Levier combo, you do end up with another one in the graveyard, but I just think it's slightly better to play 2, just in case you do end up in the grind game. It's pretty important to have the second copy of the cloak, and also sometimes this, along with like one of the extenders you'll see in the deck, is also just a full combo. So yeah, and then 1 gloves, just because you need it for the combo basically. You need to send this with Rusty in some of the combos, so you can get access to Fog Blade in the graveyard. And then also, like this and an extender is also just a full combo. Or I guess it's not the full combo, but it's some form of combo. So yeah, but this is definitely the worst one though. But it's still fine. So pretty standard 9 Phantom Knights, I think, should be the standard. Then for the Burning Abyss engine, I'm still just sticking to Libic Gruff Seer. Just because obviously 3 Gruff and 3 Seer just doesn't make any sense in this deck. And while playing 2 Gruff, 2 Seer is pretty good because it means you can use Cherubini again. And it doesn't matter if you draw one of these. With playing this one is basically the same. It doesn't matter if you draw one of these. And instead of playing basically 4 bricks, because you almost never want to see these, just playing 3. And even if you do end up seeing this in your hand without these, this is like a semi-extender, because once you can make Cherubini, you can just summon this to the field in one of the arrows Cherubini is pointing to, and then it is actually an additional extender. So I actually did end up doing that a few times today, so this one's pretty good. Then I'm still playing Triple Tour Guide. I just think it's really good to max out on the 1-card starters in the deck. And even those 6 normal summons in 40 is like, it's a lot, because if you see both of them, it's not that good. I did end up bricking quite some games this tournament. I did lose every single game won, and I think 4 of those were 2 bricks, and then one time I was actually in the last battle I was playing against Yuri, and I did not brick game 1, but then we had a repair. So, and then I did end up bricking in game 1, so it was pretty funny. But yeah, 3 Tour Guide, just 1-card started. People say it loses to hand traps, but if you have like Kagamusha Knight or another extender, you can usually still go into at least Bardiche, and if you're Bardiche, you can at least play a little bit. So yeah, 3 Tour Guides. I wouldn't cut her, like she's really good. Then for the extenders we are playing 3 Kagamusha Knight. I think this one is basically the best one because it allows you to chain block the tour guide and it interacts with basically all the level 3 normal summons in the deck. But yeah, especially the chain blocking against the tour guide is, or with the tour guide is really nice. That did end up coming up actually, so yeah, 3 Kagamusha Knight. It's also like if you somehow already have access to boots and the Torn skill, you can use Reinforcement of the Army to go for this, which is pretty good. Or if you have tour guide already, you can do reinforcements for this as well to chain blocker, so pretty nice. And then for the other 2 extenders, monster extenders anyway, I'm just playing the level 3 dangers. They're just really good. You can summon them at any point during the combo. So like if your opponent debuts you and you think it would shut off your turn, you can just go with one of these and then you can most likely still go into the first Anaconda. And also they are dark, which does come up since you can only make Rusty with dark monsters. So yeah, 1 Snake and 1 Jackalope. And then the only hand trap I actually ended up maining was Ash Blossom, which might seem a bit weird, but like I said, I expected a lot of rogue and back row stuff in this tournament, so I figured Ash was just the most safe hand trap to main deck, basically. Like against Virtual World it's alright, and against stuff like Dino it's alright, against Drydron it's pretty good. And also if you have this and one of the extenders, you can at least also start playing. I think that actually did end up happening as well. So level 3 hand traps are kinda nice, but yeah, if I expected more combo-ish stuff, I would have made like more hand traps, but for now, this was actually fine. Just 3 Ash, and then to round out the monsters, the 2 vanilla bricks, but yeah. Saw them a lot, by the way. Then, for the spells, I'm playing Reinforcement of the Army, of course. I mean, it gets you to your 1-card starter, it gets you to extenders, like this is mandatory. I did end up playing Call by the Grave just because I basically saw people were main decking Lancea. And even though the chance you draw this is pretty slim if your opponent's main decking 3 Lancea, I still wanted to have it. And then it's also just really good against Drydron, and it's just as a defensive card basically. And against some of the other decks in the format, like Dino. So, yeah, Call by the Grave. And then, I also played Monster Reborn just because Reborn is actually insane while you're playing through hand traps and stuff. I draw this card literally all the time, by the way. Shout out to Yuri. Yeah, Monster Reborn. This card just, I feel it's really underrated in combo decks like these. Like, it helps you play through stuff so well. It really gives you the ability to push also. And then I played 3 Droplets and 3 Cosmic Cyclone. Droplets just synergizes really well with Phantom Knight cards for obvious reasons. And then I figured if I was playing versus Virtual World and I drew Droplets, I'd have to have either a combination of Cyclone or any of the traps to not lose to VFD. And then go this, and then they just chain the trap. But actually I only played against 1 Virtual World, and I did actually draw this, but the rest of my hand was literally unplayable, so I had to scoop that one. That was also my only loss, by the way. But yeah, that was the theory behind this. Just you need this in combination with some other cards to actually break the VFD trap field, and this is one of the cards. I also, again, just this is really good against back row. It's fine against stuff like Lost World. I did end up bricking on this a lot, though, to be honest. So I'm not sure if I would keep playing 3 actually. Like, I bricked quite some games in this tournament because you'll see I'm not playing Allure of Darkness, which I was playing in my previous build. But I think I'm probably going to go back to playing Allure and maybe even Upstart Goblin, just because it's good. You can run like all these non-engine cards, but if it's compromising your own, playing your own strategy, basically, that's not so good. So yeah, Droplet was really good though. Like, it's just good. It's good going second and first, so that's nice. And then what might be pretty interesting is I actually played Realized Fusion and Magicalized Fusion, just because I notice sometimes when when you can't go full combo or they stop you and you can just end on the red eyes and play through the red eyes. Sometimes it's really hard to go get back into the game, and then when you do and they have more disruptions, it's just really good to have another option to just have 2 monsters go for Verte and just go Magic Life Fusion. It is another brick in the deck though, and I think I would probably not play this in tournaments in the future. It did have some games where it was really good though, but I feel like in those games I already had that much advantage basically, where I probably could have gamed them even without this, just with the Magic Life Fusion. It's a little bit safer. For those who don't know what it does, by the way, obviously you send it with Verte and then you can summon Red Eyes Dark Dragoon by banishing the Red Eyes and the Dark Magician you sent previously with the Red Eyes Fusion. I also sided this out a lot, just because if you're going second, you don't really need this. This was mostly just for when I went first and I would end up with a grind game or something. It was fun to play though, and then for the chaps I'm just playing these to round out the deck for 40 cards. I see so many lists who are not playing this card, while this card's absolutely insane. This is absolutely mandatory to play. It makes doing the full combo so much easier. And you'll find that like while you're in the grind game or you're going second and you have to break some board or something, this really comes up. So yeah, please just play the Brigadine if you're playing this deck. So yeah, the main deck was 40 cards. Then let's go to the extra deck. For Link 1 I'm just playing the one Link Spider because I'm playing the Shade Brigadine, so you need this to go into Verte. If you see my combo video you know why. Then I'm playing one Cherubini just to get the combo started. So yeah, I'm playing the Magic Life Fusion, so of course I'm also playing 2 Predaplant Anaconda. Even in my build without the Magic Life Fusion I was playing 2, by the way, just in case they Nibiru on this and then you can just make another one pretty often, so that's why I think 2 is pretty good. Then I'm playing one IP Masquerena just in case I draw the Red Eyes Fusion. I can still just do the combo, and instead of ending on this, I'll just end on this, which is, I guess, the same amount of disruptions. It just doesn't give you the Omni Negate for the Anaconda does, of course. And then for the Link Trees, I'm of course playing Rusty. Like, I'm not even gonna talk about this. Broken. I'm playing Unicorn just to play through fields, and it's also just good in combination with the IP. Then Access Code Talker, just good to finish off the game, get rid of stuff. I'm playing Appaloosa. Actually, in this format, I think I went for the combo with Appaloosa and Dragoon almost every time. I literally never summoned Evil Storm Nightmare, which is still in the deck. But I just found that a lot of decks in this format, I felt like Appaloosa was better against them than the Evil Storm Nightmare. I do have to say though, doing the Appaloosa full combo, if you don't have a lot of extenders, is a lot more risky than doing the Nightmare combo. So there is that, but yeah, Appaloosa. Then for the Exceeds, I played double break sword, of course, one for turn 1 and one for turn 2. Levier for the combo, Nightmare for the combo, and then double Dragoon. That's it for the extra deck. I'd like to point out that like literally all my matches, except for the first match, were against meta decks. So I think this was a pretty good test for the tournament. And one I played against Magical Musketeer, so it was pretty funny. Like, he tried to explain his cards to me, but like I obviously knew what they were doing. Then round 2 I played Dino. Round 3 I played Virtual World, which was my my loss because of the brick. Then round 4 I played Pure Eldlik, I think, and round 5 I played Drytron, or the other way around, I can't remember. And then round 6 I was gonna play Yuri, so Pure Eldlik again. But we got a repair and I ended up having to play against Drytron again, which is a pretty interesting matchup for this deck, I feel. So yeah, the side deck, I opted to play triple Lancia. This card is just really good, it's pretty versatile. It's good against Virtual World, it's good if I happen to play against the Mirror, it's good against Dino, etc. Then I also just played a Nibiru, just because I wasn't really sure what to expect, and this card is just pretty good against a lot of the combo decks. Especially now with Link Cross gone, people not being able to turbo into Herald, I feel this card is really good. And then for the last hand trap I played one single DD Crow. I just felt it was basically it's like between this Skullmeister or Bell. I didn't really know which was the best one to be honest, so I just went for Crow. Then Lightning Storm. I said it, I was expecting a lot of back row decks, but this card is actually also really good against Drytron, and it did end up securing my top spot in this tournament because the Drytron deck goes for the Vanity's Ruler usually in its combo, and then instead of blessing the back row of this, I just sided it in to blast away his Vanity's Ruler, and against my last Drytron opponent, that actually ended up winning me game 3 because I just went Lightning Storm, Summon Thornskill, and full comboing from there. But it was also good against Musketeer in round 1, like, I just passed during game 3, he summoned a bunch of muskets and I just blasted them all with this, and that's basically secured the game. And I don't think I saw it against the pure Eldic deck, but this card is obviously just really good against Eldic variants and other decks playing traps. Then I played triple Gozen match, which was actually, I think it overperformed probably. It's just, a lot of the decks in the format now are multiple attribute decks, and the Phantom Knight deck can just operate just playing darks basically, so I think this card was really good. And it was really good. I basically just sided this in going first, in case I get hand trapped or something. That I did play one Order also just for going first. And the last card in my deck was the Red Reboot, just because I expect a lot of back row decks. So yeah guys, that's the main deck. Overall I thought it was fine. Like I said, I just want to play some more consistency cards like Allure. But it did end up performing pretty well. So yeah guys, that's the deck profile. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And like I said, a lot of the cards were basically deck options for the format I thought it would be for the Netherlands, Belgium and Luxembourg, which this tournament was. And I already talked about some of the changes I would make about the deck, but all in all I did go X1, even though I did lose every single first game out of the entire event. So maybe the side was a little bit better than the main deck. But yeah, last thing I want to talk about is just basically the top 8 breakdown, because I think it was really interesting. I think the top 8 were actually 8 different decks. So if I remember correctly, first place was what's called Drytron. The second place was Paleozoic. Third place was Guru Control, piloted by Tatsim. Hey, what's up guys? I will link down his channel below, because he will also be uploading some of the other top 8 deck profiles I think, so you should definitely check that out. Then fourth place was my friend Yuri, who played pure Eldlek. Then fifth place was me with Phantom Knight. Sixth place was, I think it was Dino. Then seventh place was Virtual World. Yeah, seventh place was Virtual World, and then eighth place was Salomon Crate. So 8 different decks. I think this form is going to be a shape up to be really interesting. I also really enjoyed the Drytron decks is really cool in my opinion. And we're seeing some of that, so that's pretty cool. I think there's a lot of room for innovation for that deck, so I might explore that a little bit on this channel. Lastly, I just want to shout out my boy Chris, who borrowed me several of the cards I ended up playing today, because I didn't have stuff like Magic Life Fusion and second Dragoon. So yeah, shout out to him, and hope to see you in the next one guys. Bye!